Hello friends, this is Normal here for Technique, and in this video we're gonna compare two mid-range phones, the Honor 6X with the Oppo A57. So these two phones are priced below the 15k pricing in India, with the Honor 6X priced 12,999 and the Oppo A57 priced 14,999. So these two devices are priced below 15,000, and we'll compare these two devices for a lot of aspects, including the design, the build quality, the software, the performance, camera, and also the battery life. So let's get started with a comparison, and we'll see the design and build quality first. So looking at the design, both are quite good looking device out there. We have the Oppo A57 with a front facing fingerprint scanner, while it's on the rear panel on the Honor 6X, and also the Honor 6X has a completely metallic construction and a unibody design, while the Oppo A57 is a plastic finishing, but nevertheless it doesn't feel like plastic. It is a kind of a premium finishing, but overall if you look at the build quality, we would see the Honor 6X is slightly superior with a premium metallic finishing. The Oppo A57 is also quite good looking device out there. It's a pretty compact device because of the smaller screen size, and it's also pretty easy to hold because of the smaller screen size. But having said that, we would say the build quality looks better on the Honor 6X because of the metallic chassis, and also the edges are curved, giving a good feel in hand even though it's a 5.5-inch device. So design and build quality, our choice would be the Honor 6X, but Oppo A57 is definitely one of the good looking devices out there. Now next up, the display. Now we have a 5.5-inch 1080p panel on the Honor 6X, that's a full HD display, while we have a 720p display on the Oppo A57, which is an HD display. So there is a difference in size. One is a 5.5-inch device, while the Oppo A57 is a 5.2-inch device. So talking about the display quality, we would say the Honor 6X produces much better color quality, sharpness levels because of the full HD higher resolution display, and even the overall clarity of the display looks better on the Honor 6X. So our choice in terms of display would be the Honor 6X. Now talking about the software. So we have two custom UIs on these devices. Both are Chinese OEMs without an app drawer, which comes with multiple home screens. You can see this is the EM UI on the Honor 6X with the Color OS on the Oppo A57. So first let's talk about the EM UI. So EM UI is a really custom UI with a lot of additional features and options. If you look at the settings panel, you can see there are a lot of additional options available, including smart assistance mode, where we have floating dock, motion control, one-handed UI, voice control. So a lot of additional options are included. You also have support for themes. You can download additional themes using the theme manager. There is also a phone manager app which allows you to optimize the device and do a lot of things with the phone manager. So it's quite a feature rich UI. We also have this custom notification and quick toggle area. So a lot of additional features and tools available in the Honor EM UI, and it's really one of the feature rich UIs available right now. And I was talking about the Color OS. So Color OS, we already done a detailed video on the tips and tricks and features. Again, it's a custom UI. It does come with additional gestures and motion. You can see smart gestures, screen off gestures, and smart call gestures are included. And it also has the support for themes. You can download additional themes and a custom notification and quick toggle area. So it is definitely one of the good UIs available, and does come with a lot of additional features. But we would say the Honor 6X EM UI feels much better and a bit more polished than the Color OS. But again, it's a personal choice. Our choice would be the Honor EM UI. But then there might be people who might like the Color OS as well. But both are quite decent UIs with definitely some decent features. And none of these UIs have the stock Android experience because they come with multiple home screens devoid of an app drawer. Now talking about the performance aspect, so we have the Honor 6X powered by the Kirin 655 octa-core chipset, coupled with either 3 or 4GB RAM, and there is also 32 and 64GB storage available. Now on the other hand, the Oppo A57 is powered by the Snapdragon 435 octa-core chipset, and we have 3GB RAM along with 32GB storage. From the benchmark score, you can see that the Kirin 655 on the Honor 6X is definitely powerful processor when compared to the Snapdragon 435. Snapdragon 435 is definitely a decent chipset in this price category, but we would say the Honor 6X provides much better overall experience, and definitely a great experience using the device. Along with that, you also get 4GB RAM available and additional 64GB storage option available. Now talking about the gaming experience of these two phones, neither of these devices are really powerful devices for gaming. both of them slightly above average performance, and the Honor 6X was not a really great performer. On the other hand, the Oppo A57 had this heating issue while gaming. So neither of these devices are really powerful in terms of the gaming experience. Now talking about the other aspects, in day-to-day performance, both are pretty good and does the job pretty well, and the call quality looks really good on both the phones, and the speaker performance is definitely decent. So that was the software and performance of these two devices. We would choose the Honor 6X in terms of the overall performance aspect. Now let's talk about the camera. So we have a dual camera setup on the Honor 6X, that's a 12 and 2 megapixel combination, while it's a 13 megapixel shooter on the Oppo A57. Now talking about the front facing camera, we have an 8 megapixel shooter on the Honor 6X, while it's a massive 16 megapixel front facing camera on the Oppo A57. Now looking at the camera interface, both are pretty feature rich interface and does come with additional modes and features, but we would say the Honor 6X UI feels a bit more polished and comes with a lot of additional tools and features when compared to the Oppo A57. Now talking about the rear camera quality of these two phones, we would say the dual camera setup on the Honor 6X produces better quality shots in various light conditions, and the Oppo A57 is a decent performer. As I said before in our review, it's definitely a decent performer, but definitely not class leading when compared to the Honor 6X. So our choice in terms of the rear camera would be the Honor 6X, and produces some really good shots. Now talking about the front facing camera, that's where the Oppo A57 definitely has an edge over the Honor 6X with a really good selfie experience, and if you're a person who loves selfies, then definitely the Oppo A57 is a better choice. Now finally talking about the battery. So we have a 3300 mAh battery on the Honor 6X, while it's a 2900 mAh battery on the Oppo A57, and the Honor 6X is a really optimized device in terms of the battery performance, and you can easily get through 1.5 days of battery life with the Honor 6X. But on the other hand, the Oppo A57 produces a decent battery experience, and you can get 1 day of usage with the 2900 mAh battery. So that was the battery performance. So now let's sum up the points. So pricing, definitely the Honor 6X is better. It's 12,999 compared to the 14,999 on the Oppo A57. So there is a 2K difference between the pricing. Now display and build quality and design looks better on the Honor 6X, and software and performance again Honor 6X has the edge. Camera again Honor 6X has the edge. Now selfie experience and pretty compact device, if you're looking, that's where the Oppo A57 definitely has a good aspect. If you're a selfie loving person and want to take the best selfies, then the Oppo A57 definitely is a good choice. Other than that, we would say definitely the better value for money device out there would be the Honor 6X when compared to the Oppo A57. So that was a detailed comparison of the Honor 6X with the Oppo A57. So that's all guys, thanks for watching this video. Hope to see you in our next video. Have a great day.